All right, let's take a look at the client-side custom forms for Cognito. And the way this would work is you'd first install the AWS Amplify JavaScript library. And so there is another thing called Amplify UI, which has React components to quickly implement authentication forms. So it would take care of the API logic calls and also the UI elements. But I found that the UX here is very poorly implemented. So whoever built them didn't actually build them for anyone that would actually want to use it in a very particular way. Or like the general way that people want to utilize it. So I would just say that nobody would want to use these, even though they look okay. They just don't have the usual UX flow, which is a big mistake. So I would not recommend doing that. And just utilizing the AWS Amplify JavaScript library and then implement your own HTML forms. Cognito used to be its own JS library, but at one point they rolled it into Amplify. I guess maybe to make people use Amplify, which I really don't like, as I don't want to use the rest of Amplify, I just want to use Cognito, but I don't know, that's AWS for you. So once you've created your user pool, you need to configure Amplify with these settings. So in your actual client-side JavaScript code, you'd call amplify.configure, and you're passing all those Cognito user pool parameters. And then once that's configured within your application code here, you'll have your form. I'm not showing the form code because everyone knows what HTML form looks like. But on the submit, then you could call something like auth sign-in, and that's how you do it. So in the server-side one, we'd have our HTML form directly call our API, and then it would call sign-in. But here we're directly calling it client-side here. Let's take a look at some of the common API calls. There's a lot of them, but these are the ones that I think matter the most. We have sign in, sign up, sign out, get current user, delete user, confirm sign up, resend sign up, forgot password submit. And those are all the ones that I always use if I configure Cognito. One thing I want to point out is that notice that we are using local storage to store the JWT. So notice we have, I don't know why I didn't write this in here, but we also have sign in user session. I guess it's because this returns the session there, but from the session, from the access token, we get the JWT token, and then we store it in our local storage, and that's how we're going to access it later on. For sign up, I just wanted to point out that notice that it says username, and I don't know why it's called username, but the thing is that whether you want to use a username or email as the primary ID to sign up, it's always going to get passed to this user field. So let's say you want to use email, which is something you can configure in Cognito. Then email is username, but then let's say you want to have a username as displayed, then you put it under the preferred username. And then here I'm just redundantly storing email just because I don't trust the top one there. So hopefully that's clear, but there you go.